c6, you can try knight f6. Black is probably lost after ba, knight takes d7, but at least you can play. It was a really interesting opening, and I think it was well played by both sides till a point when I guess that we have to improve. Feels like white missed something. That's just my gut instinct, but I'm pretty sure I missed a better move at some point in the opening. Now knight h5, and it's two offsides. The two rooks will just come in with rook g5 and create mating threats now. It was nice of him to give me more time. Yeah, Mick looping, this was my main line. So you take on f4, knight takes d4, queen takes e4, f takes e4, knight takes f4, knight takes d4, f3 I guess. And I wasn't sure who's better. I thought I might be a little better there, but like a very small kind of advantage. On paper, at least, his knight is offsides on a5, and I have my king more in the center, and the pawn on e4, but I have to spend time to defend it with f3, so I'm not really sure if I'm that much better, and I have to be careful. We could drift into like an ending where the bishop's not a great piece, maybe. Okay, thank you for the game, Hobie. That was interesting, man. I really was impressed with the way it looks like he lost the tempo in the opening, but managed to just... He didn't really lose a tempo, I guess. He played queen c7, queen d7. Queen b6 was also interesting. Okay, guys, we have like 15 minutes left. We have another time for another game, or maybe a couple like blitz games with increment. I have some challenges. Prepare to lose, bruh. I'll play Prepare to Lose, bruh. He looks like he's a good player. I don't know if it's a guy who's watching the stream or not. Are you in the stream, Prepare to Lose, bruh? Because you have almost 2,400 in Blitz. Let's go for it. I'm probably a little underrated. I'm also not used to playing increment Blitz, honestly. C3 Sicilian. Oh no. Alright. I'm not in the mood for that. Knight f6 is the variations I don't really like for black. So, what's up with this? I don't know. This is like some kind of decline. So I guess we can transpose. I was sharing this earlier. Now here I suppose after knight f6, knight c3, black is worse. Knight c6, knight f3. What's up with knight c6, knight f3, bishop g4? e6. This is book, right? e6 maybe? I'm just gonna play, probably this is slightly better for white. I guess this is book. Prepare to Lose, bro. Are you in the stream, or are you just a random guy challenging me? Bishop e3. Well, this bishop e3 move I'm not sure about. I think white had better. Bishop e3 seems pretty quiet. So now I could play queen d6. You can play queen d6 here, and I guess that's main line. Bishop b4 is some Kasparov. This is like Kasparov computer, right? The deep blue match. One of these deep blue matches where Kasparov played bishop on b4. Bishop a5 type of stuff. Although I can't do bishop a5 now. Yeah, I'd normally prefer to have my knight on b8 here and do this like somewhat standard idea of bishop a6, like b6 and bishop a6 in this kind of position. I guess that's recommended. But this looks like a pretty standard IQP hanging pawn type of position. I meant to say hanging pawns. You guys talking to me, have I ever taken lessons myself? I had three players I've taken some kind of training from. All of them very strong. One of them was Roman Djindjiashvili, who I worked with for a period of time, pretty significantly. The next one was Dvoretsky, who I had a couple lessons with. And in Hungary I worked with József Pinter, who is still a very strong grandmaster. And a queen a5 check. It's kind of interesting. So Pinter is a strong Hungarian GM. He was in the top 20 in the world at one point. Prepare to lose, bruh. Chess, bruh, right? Queen d6 is a little safer for black. But I thought it might not hurt to chase that queen back to, the bishop back to a passive square. Black has a good structure. My pieces are strong. Pretty easy to play for black. It just seems like the hanging pawns are a pretty serious liability for white, and it's enough to compensate for the two bishops' advantage. So, yeah, those are the only people that I've ever worked with, but all of them very strong, so at least I was in good company. Roman's difficult to work. He's very difficult to work with. Yeah, the other is not a problem at all. Dvoretsky and Pinter are really good guys. And not that Roman's not a good guy, but he's extremely difficult interpersonally. He has a lot of conflicts, let's say that, with people, and I was eventually one of them. I don't want to rant about him, but he almost constantly has conflicts with people, so it's difficult. It was difficult. Alright, now rook d8 or bishop b7 or bishop a6, all these moves. Bishop a6, queen a4 kind of kills it, although it's not a big deal. Maybe his queen isn't, but I think bishop b7 looks a little more fundamental. It's important when you play against the hanging pawns in general that the knight is well placed on c6, because sometimes you get these situations where you have knights on f6 and d7, and those, the knight on d7 doesn't do very well against the hanging pawns. You just don't have enough active squares for the knight. No, my real name is William Pascal. Roman used to be a homeless hustler. Well, Roman is, he's might have been homeless at some point. That's possible, but and he was definitely hustling, but he was always more than a hustler. Hustling was just one of the things he did. So he would play Blitz for money, but I mean, he was one of the strongest Blitz players maybe in the world, but definitely one of the strongest Blitz players in the United States in the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s. There were few players who were stronger than Djindji and Blitz. Maybe Max Dlugy and Shirazi were the other, and Walter Brown. Those four, I think, probably the strongest Blitz players that I knew. Chess, bruh. What's up here? Rook c8. I'm just going to put my pieces on the best squares and hope for the positive. I could play knight e7 transfer the guy to the other side. I think it's not a bad idea, but I might be vulnerable to some stuff with d5. If I play knight e7 and he plays d5, I take on d5, he takes on f6. So now queen c2, I'm low on the clock. And also rook e5, I have to watch out. If I play knight e7, he has rook e5. It's kind of difficult. Knight d7, knight f5, possibly. With the idea of... Yeah, but there, knight e7, rook e5, queen h6. Knight... Okay, we're gonna try it. Could sack my queen. Sack my queen. Oh, he didn't do that. I was really concerned about the... queen. Sacking my queen, I wasn't sure it was going to be good enough. Prepare to lose, bruh. I've only got 2-second increments. Gotta get rid of this dangerous white pieces. But forcing him to play f3 was huge. Black is fine now. So it's just trying to flag me. But it's equal. Maybe black's even better now. Objectively draw. We have very powerful threats if we get the rook to the 7th. And we did. Wow. Okay, it's a draw, dude. Good game. Good game. So it was tough. This is kind of classic position. I think he was better, but I'm not sure I was ever lost or anything. Good game, dude. Thanks, everybody, for the stream. I'm going to take off for today. It's been about 2.5 hours. I need a little break, get some food. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And again, I'm International Master William Pascal. Thanks for joining me here on Lichess, where I played as Sparklehorse. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central European Time. And you can check out my videos on YouTube at Video Chess Training. And all the stuff is in, all the information's under the stream there on Twitch. So thanks for playing, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.